Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel named Computer the Way of Life. As you all know, in every aspect of human life, computer plays a vital role. Likewise, the role of computer in education is indispensable. Nowadays, the process of learning is not confined to chalk and duster method only. We also have to explore the other dimensions. Among them, information and communication technology has its own significance. In this video, we will discuss about ICT and its role in education. I hope you all will watch this video till last. That will boost your understanding and learning process. Friends, we are living in a dynamic society where data is the power. We can say this is the age of data collection, information sharing, knowledge gathering, and realization of wisdom. Persons having updated and relevant data in the concerned field is treated rich in that field. Nowadays, no one can live in isolation, as requirements are increasing rapidly, and to fulfill that, we have to depend on others. This is also applicable in the field of education, which involves many variable resources like time, money, labor, transportation, and timely availability of required documents. All these limitations can be optimized by using information and communication technology. Now it's the time to discuss ICT and its use in everyday life. As we know, invention of computer, networking and use of multimedia has completely changed our lifestyle. In this connection, ICT has its own significance. Here ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. It is very difficult to provide a universally accepted definition of ICT, but widely accepted definition is ICT refers the convergence of multimedia tools and technologies for the production, storage, and distribution of information digitally. It provides both the flexibility and accuracy that we have realized during this corona pandemic period. It includes computers, satellites, internet, and other electronic gadgets to share text, audio, video, images, and other multimedia services by means of a unified system or link system. Every aspect of human life is affected by ICT. Among them, below listed are a part of everyday life. First, email. It refers the use of ICT in online communication. Then, e-commerce or e-business. It refers the use of ICT in business. Then, online banking. All the digital transactions that we are making today is for that ICT is responsible. Then, e-governance. The success of e-governance is purely depending on the proper use of its ICT technology. Then e-learning, use of ICT in learning process. We will discuss specifically e-learning in details in subsequent slides. Now, before discussing more about ICT and its role in education, we must have a clear understanding regarding computer fraternity. As we know, the development of computer has undergone many changes. Basing on the major technological changes, area of application, and its all-round impact on different segments of human life, entire computer fraternity can be subdivided as computer application, information technology, and computer science. These divisions are based on 4W and 1H principles, that is, who, what, when, where, and how. Here computer application refers the use of computer as a tool by the common mass. Information technology refers as information through technology or control information through technology, whereas computer science refers as a facilitator which provides an environment and a platform for computer application and information technology. For more details, please refer my previous video titled Computer, a Subject or a Tool. Next, we will discuss about common methods of learning. To know our surrounding and to acquaint ourselves with the new things, there are three ways, namely demonstration, practical, and simulation. Here, demonstration is a process in which developer or instructor will demonstrate the things, and by observation, others has to learn about that. Whereas, in case of practical, the learner himself has to perform the things to gain the exposure in the relevant area. Both these processes may involve many valuable resources and cannot be implemented in the areas which involve life risk and practically not feasible to implement. In such a situation, we use simulation. In simulation, we create a model or prototype of the concerned problem by using simulator or other multimedia tools and gain the idea about the actual situation, such as tracking missiles, satellite launching, and the impact of atomic warheads, and many more. Now, we discuss the concept of ICT and its role in education. To explain the same, ICT can be pronounced as Information and Communication Technology, then Information Communication and Technology. Here the first one refers to share information. We are taking the help of communication technology, that is, technology used just to forward the information. But the second one refers, we can control the flow of information by using communication technology. This means there is a provision to control or filter the information before sharing it. Based on the way an ICT or especially a computer is used in education, we can categorize them under three broad heads, namely computer-aided learning, computer-assisted learning, and computer-managed learning. Here computer-aided learning refers what are the new dimensions computer has added in the process of learning. Computer-assisted learning refers how computer is helping in the learning process, whereas computer-managed learning refers how computer can be used to control the flow of information in the learning process. Again, computer-managed learning can be further categorized as virtual reality, augmented reality, and simulated reality. Here, virtual reality, we create three-dimensional image or environment by using computer and interact by using special electronic gadgets. Augmented reality superimposes real view with computer-generated virtual view and enhance the performance with sound, touch, even smell, whereas simulated reality is a hypothesis that reality could contain conscious minds that may or may not know that they live inside a simulation. By realizing the importance of ICT, Government of India has planned National Education Policy. I here will summarize the National Education Policy as a nutshell. I start with, for the first time in 1986, the National Education Policy was emphasized the need of technology in education. Two centrally sponsored schemes under National Education Policy 1986 was Education Technology and Computer Literacy and Studies in Schools. Then in the year of 1998, an IT task force created by the Prime Minister recommended introducing IT in the education sector. Then in 2000, Gyan Darshan scheme was launched. In the year of 2001, a radio channel on education named Gyan Vani was launched. In the year of 2002, a project titled Vidya Bahini was launched in 60,000 schools to enable IT and IT-enabled education. Then in the year of 2004, the India's first dedicated education satellite called EduSat was launched. In the same year, that is in the year of 2004, ICT in schools scheme was launched to enhance the ICT skills among students. Then in the year of 2005, the National Curriculum Framework was brought out by NCERT that recommended ICT inclusion across the curriculum of schools. Subsequently, the new policies are coming and the policies are amended also. Now, it's a time to discuss ICT in education in Indian context. Presently, the central government has incorporated ICT in education under Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, which are mentioned below. First, Swayam. This is a free-to-air platform, provides all courses from class 9 to PG. It is developed by Ministry of Education and NPTEL, IIT Madras, with the help of Google Incorporation and Persistence Limited, based on three principles named Assess, Equity, and Quality. It provides the study materials, audio and video lecture, self-assessment test, and online discussion platform for clearing doubts. In this, the quality of content is ensured by AICTE, NPTEL, UGC, CEC, NCERT, NIOS, IGNOU, IIM, Bangalore, NITTTR. Then iShare for India. It includes mobile apps, web-based ICT for school and teacher education started by Ministry of Human Resource and Development, which invites agencies, organizations or communities, groups to participate in the creation of an educational research pool. Next is Sal Siddhi. It is an initiative of the National Institute of Education Planning and Administration under the aegis of MHRD to evaluate the school standards called e-Samiksha. Then Sal Darpan. It is used to monitor the primary and middle schools. Then Saransh Portal. It is a portal launched by CBSE in 2015 to promote ICT in education, having self-review tools for schools and parent and alignment with Digital India initiatives. Then ePathshala. It is available in the form of an app in the Google Play Store and Windows, which provide educational resources online to students, teachers, evaluators, parents and educators by NCERT and CIET. In addition to this, it provides CERT textbooks for class 1 to 12, periodicals, supplements, teacher training modules and audio video resource by NCERT. Then Digital Gender Atlas. It is developed to identify the low performing geographical pockets for girls, particularly from marginal groups such as scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and Muslim minorities on specific gender related education indicators. Then School GIS. It is a portal launched in 2016 to provide information on the schools by its village, district, taluka and grading. Next, the importance of ICT in education. ICT becomes a part of our daily life. It has changed the way of communication, way of interact and consumption, and the process of learning. Here are some reasons why ICT importance in education. First, it is easily accessible. ICT is accessible to all types of learners, even students for special need. Then, it promotes teamwork. ICT encourages teamwork among learners to discuss across different platforms as integrated development environment. Then, it improves participation and knowledge retention. By interacting ICT into education, the learning becomes fun, creative and playful, by which students learn better. That leads to the preservation of knowledge. Then, developing high order thinking and skills. ICT develop high order thinking and reasoning skills. These skills enable assessment, planning, monitoring, control, reflection and many more. To use ICT, students must be able to discuss, test and evaluate the strategies and methods they use. Next is e-learning. Information technology and its tools have led to the emergence of e-learning, through which teachers and students learn innovative methods in the educational process. Online learning has become popular amidst the corona pandemic to ensure continued learning of our interest. Then it facilitates learning. Information and communication technology encourage children to learn. Children learn best through technology. They are mesmerized by technological tools and interested in effective teaching in the classroom or at home. Then core curriculum. According to the latest curriculum, ICT play an important role in the education system, which is why many governments around the world have begun to use ICT as an important part of education and training planning. Then growth of a knowledge economy. We live in an economy that thirsts for the production and dissemination of complete information. ICT penetrate at all levels in sectors such as health, education, production, the environment or manufacturing. Therefore, their use is necessary everywhere at all levels. Then it brings inclusiveness. The advantage of ICTs in education is that students in the classroom can learn from extracurricular materials. Students with special needs are no longer at a disadvantage as they have access to materials, basic and specific IT tools that can be used by students using IT for their own educational needs. However, it opened up new challenges related to the digital divide and provides access to ICT tools and resources for the less fortunate. Now it's the time to discuss educational applications of information and communication technology. I start with flipped classroom. It refers computer controlled interactive learning that includes many features like lecturer, computer practices, and on the go, that is abbreviated as OTG, which provides better understanding of the topic. Then interactive smartboard. By using interactive smartboard, it is possible to display, edit, drag, click, or copy the projected computer image. It also facilitates user to record and save notes for future reference. ICT ensures high student engagement and commitment. Then, one device, one child. By using a specialized operating system and low power consuming handheld systems, it is possible to maintain one-to-one interactive programming features that meet the different levels of learning and understanding. Then, e-books. The use of e-books promotes self-learning. It promotes portability, text responsiveness, and ability to reach updated and unknown documents. Then, tablets. Tablet is a portable touch screen device, can be used as online learning tool. It facilitates to download and use the interactive learning apps which promotes higher order thinking and reasoning skills. As a result, it demonstrates better understanding. Now we discuss the limitations of ICT. On having many merits, ICT has certain limitations too. First, there is no regulating authority to monitor and regulate the contents of cyber world. So there is a possibility to provide misleading contents which can create an unpleasant situation. Then it involves cost to purchase the smart gadgets, install them properly, and get the net connectivity anytime, anywhere is not always feasible. Then natural language processing is a barrier for ICT as there are thousands of languages are used all around the world. So that may create a bottleneck for the source of communication. After having a detailed discussion, we conclude that ICT is a key aspect when it comes to education. It has the potential to make the learning process easy for the common mass. It helps teachers to upgrade themselves with new happenings and deliver effective dissemination of knowledge to learners. Use of ICT certainly optimize the use of valuable resources and improves the quality of education. Use of ICT will be a boon for the challenged learner. Now I want to summarize my views by saying IT plus ICT equal to IT. That is, India today, with the proper use of information communication technology, will decide the fate of India tomorrow. That is, the future of India. Here I want to emphasize there must be an agency to monitor and regulate the content to standardize the process of learning. With this, I remain. Hope you all have enjoyed it. Thank you for your patient hearing. Also suggest the topic of interest you want to explain me in future.